Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular episode, I'd like to talk a bit about H-1Bs. I've received a lot of questions lately, basically asking, if they get an H-1B, can they just go to another employer? If they get fired, can they just switch over to somebody else? Can they transfer if they don't like their job type thing? And is there anything else they have to do? So in this particular case, there technically is not really a transfer H-1B. If you're working at company A, let's say as a computer programmer, then immigration through USCIS has given you authorization in which to work at that company, at that position, at that duties, at that pay. Okay? They did not give you permission to work at company B. They didn't give you permission to become an Uber driver on the side. They didn't give you permission to, become a partner in some online company. They didn't give you permission to work a little bit on the side at some other place. The H-1B is very specific as to who you are to work for and what you're supposed to do. That's why the whole petition itself is put forward. That's why we have to do a very detailed cover letter, supporting letter. We have to show financial documents. We have to show duties. We have to show all kinds of information about the company, brochures. That's why we have to put all kinds of supporting evidence to prove that the company is what it is supposed to be. Okay. Now, if they go through all that trouble to approve the H-1B for that particular company, then clearly they do not allow you to just go to any other company and do whatever you want on the same H-1B. You would be violating your status. Now, if you want to transfer, which again, there really is no transfer unless you're talking about some company makes a branch office and you're going to now be changing locations of the particular place that you work, or you're going to go to a different division of that company. There's ways of filing an amended H-1B petition to get authorization to do that. But in my experience, most of the questions are as prefaced that they just want to go to a different company because they're either going to get fired, they don't like the work, or the work is not sufficient, whatever the reason. So the way it works is, as you know, if you got the H-1B to start, you understand there's all kinds of fees that have to be paid. You have to get within the little window of time upon which it's available, which, honestly, it opens on April 1st, and more or less within a week later they're all gone. If you happen to be a master's level H-1B, you're looking at maybe another week or 2 weeks before they're gone, and then it starts on October of the following year. However, if you've already been on H-1B, then you don't have to worry about the cap anymore. A lot of the fees are going to be less than they are. You don't have to do premium processing. You fall under the portability provisions that mean that as soon as the H-1B is filed, you can go to that other company. You don't even have to wait for the approval. Of course, if it gets denied, there's some issues, but the bottom line is, if you're already on H-1B, it's a lot more efficient, and you have a lot more opportunities available to you in which to get an H-1B at another employer. And so the new employer will have to file another H-1B, will have to prove all the elements necessary for the H-1B, and then if it's approved, you're good. Okay? And again, if you file it on day one, day two, you can go start working at that other company if you fall under the portability provisions. Okay? So if you and one other thing, the H-1B is, many people think it's got to be some incredibly specialized position. That's not exactly true. The position has to require the use of a college degree, and that has to be normal in the industry. So, if you happen to know a nuclear scientist who wants an H-1B and you're going to have that person be a computer programmer, you cannot say, you have to have a PhD in physics in order to take this computer programming job, because that would not be normal for the industry. So, there's all kinds of ways of working the position so that it will fall under the H-1B regulations. Okay, if you like the video, click like, subscribe, and you can also give my office a call. You get one free consultation, let you know what can be done, what the costs are, and so forth. Okay, more in the coming weeks.